Sure, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another one of them editions, CANDID CONVO. Look at me, all booted and suited. It's a special one today. I'm going to tell you why later. You know why? I'm feeling lifted right about now, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. You feel the vibe right there. Listen, I'm repping 254 where man is from because today is a special one. I feel like the big man upstairs over there is showering me with bare blessings. I feel like I'm his favorite son right about now. Anyway, listen, a big shout out to all the sponsors, a big shout out to all the well wishes, a big shout out to OWF for Olympia Fuller Foundations for all them things you're doing behind the stage. A big shout out to Sanayetu Mtaani, Chris Chimano and the man there in Uruma. A big shout out to Jonjo there. One man out to get the ride, doing a lot of things in the society, in the community, and all that type of thing. Yeah, we're beaming to you from the outskirts of London, reaching out to all massive and crew. Welcome. It's a special one for me today. When you see me do this, big things are going. And today, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we do in CANDID CONVO? We crisscross around the globe, touching all them artists, right, left, and center. And today, we reach out to one real sister here, one real empress here, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Sister Afreeka. Welcome to the show, Sister Afreeka. How you keeping?
Yes, I'm doing fine. Greetings, everybody. Anybody who's tuning in all over the world, greetings. My name is Lioness Afreeka, and I'm reaching out right from here, Stockholm City in Sweden.
There you go, my sister. How you keeping? Happy New Year and all that thing there. You all right?
Happy New Year. We are grateful. We are hopeful to see another year. We are here to do the works of Jah every time, anytime, you know.
Bless her, yeah. Listen, man, always a supporter since long time, you know what I mean? Always a supporter. We got a little bit of history. I had to remind you about that, but it's so good. Listen, man, big shout out to BIG MATATA, man. You know what I mean? Big shout out to my man Rixie there. Big shout out to that boy right there. Rixie taught me a couple of things here, like when I was still, you know what I mean, coming up in the business and all that thing right there. Listen, that apart, talk to me, my sister. For them out there who don't know how we got to them kind of vibe right here.
All right. Thank you once again to invite me, you know, on your program and, you know, highlighting on us creatives even here in abroad. And you know, it's good, bro, to see you again. You know, after those 20 years, it's not a joke, man. They say mountain don't meet, but human beings, you know, they meet. This time, through the internet, but I know maybe we're gonna meet, you know, physically, and you know, we're gonna give thanks, you know, to that. Because, you know, we come a long way when we were hustling, and we still, you know, the music, we still hustle every day. The hustle is different, but from that time until now, you know, BIG MATATA band, you know, was the band, you know, at that time in Nairobi, and I was one of the singers, let's say one of the members of BIG MATATA band, and as a female lead singer in the group, you know, it was a big opportunity for me to start this musical journey, and you know, the challenges and the success through that. So I give thanks to Jah. You know, that's where I started my musical journey in Kenya, there in Nairobi, with the BIG MATATA band.
Take us back a little bit back, before BIG MATATA. I know you grew up in the coast, and I know like there's all that heavy influence, coastal influence, and all that. Can you just like for them that don't know, right? Can you give them a little bit of how the setting was? What was the kind of music that was playing when you was coming up as a little girl and all that?
Well, as a little girl, you know, from school, I started my musical journey, let's say from school days, and you know, from the choirs and the traditional dances, and emerged as also to be, you know, one of the lead, you know, vocalists in those traditional groups. And that was also a way of exercising, you know, my voice, my vocal talent, and my vocal, you know, range, let's say, we can say that, because different kind of melodies from traditional music, from different also tribes, that is also another challenge, and it's also a test in this musical journey. So that's where I started. And after school, I started to look for bands in my area, in the coastal area, to join and start my musical journey, because I really wanted to sing. My life was just music. I wanted to sing, and I could not get immediately a band at the coast. So I joined another entertainment force, a dancing group. So I started dancing at the coast in the hotels, and that was another experience altogether. But while I was dancing, I was focusing, straight ahead, and imagining I'm the one who's singing those songs I'm dancing to. So, I was just vibing that, singing passion inside of me all through. And luckily, I met, this group of boys who were doing music at that time, who became part of Big Matata later. And we started friendship, and they started to show me one or two things. Let's say we go with them for the sessions. I see what they do. Sometimes I go for practice. I sing one song, but still I didn't get the chance to go, to enter in any group. I was still dancing there. And then they got a chance to come to Nairobi as Big Matata now. They formed a Big Matata band right from the coast, and they went to Nairobi under the management of Mr. Teddy Kalanda of the Mushroom. And this is where I got a chance later to join them, and because they needed a female singer, and they recommended me in the group. So that's where I joined now my first, musical career with a live band now in Nairobi.
Well, at this particular time, excuse me, I'm gonna take this time to send a honorable shout out to the Mushrooms, like the pioneers, like the icon. They're like a foundation of like what. For us, we learned through the Mushroom. That's when we saw like music can be a livelihood.
Yeah.
Before the Mushrooms, it was like music was looked up like sidelight, like music is for them people over there. But then came the Mushrooms with all their hits, and with all like, and the beautiful thing about the Mushrooms, like their songs were like for the society, upliftment and schooling and teaching the society. You know what I mean? So that was. Everybody picked up something from there, me being one of them and all that type of thing. So that's like honorable shout out to the Mushrooms, the legends over there, the likes of Teddy Kalanda Harrison, the likes of John Katana. Those are like the legends, top of the top of top. Like,
exactly. With not forgetting Uncle Billy, also they're the best player. And we just want to remind also the viewers that the Mushrooms are celebrating 50 years. 50. Yes.
Yeah. Half a century. I'm telling you, man.
I'm telling you, respect.
that has to be said. That has to be said, right? Now that's a beautiful thing. Listen, now who are some of the people, like as a female artist, who are some of the people, like some of the artists who inspired you, like when you're coming up and you're looking at them, you're like, wow, I want to do it like so. I want to do it like so and so. So who are some of them?
Yeah, when I was growing up, I used to listen to a lot of radio. Radio was, like, that one channel that we used to listen to. That one channel we used to listen to, that KBC channel there, so many songs. So, I listened to a lot of country music, and, music is inside of you. You just flow, you just go with any melody that brings touches you somewhere, in your heart, in your soul. So I listened to a lot of country music. I listened to a lot of soul music. I remember we're talking about Donna Summer. We're talking about Dolly Parton. We are talking about even Kenny Rogers at that time. Those sweet soul music. Sundowner. We used to listen to Sundowner there. So yeah. I got, and then as I grew up, then the started to change. We started to have those kind of nice movie. Madonna came in, and. So if Donna Summer, we started changing the vibe, but still the passion was still there. Any music that was good, I used to enjoy, and I used to, try to learn one or two things about the singers. At those times, we used to listen more. We listen more to what they're doing, what they're singing, how they're singing. And we can't forget our own African, legends, our own African queens. Miriam Makeba was there. Brenda Fassie was there. We grew up being molded in that way. So, and I have a wide also variety of artists. I don't select only these ones. Let's talk about Rita Marley, Marcia Griffiths. Everybody. Tina Turner. I love just good music when I listen to, and I get attached to it, and that's it. I learn something from it. Yeah,
that's a beautiful thing. And talk to me about this tune right here, Lifted. Right, this is it. Like, how vibrated to this? Like, how vibrated to the content? What you're talking about? Like, you see?
Yeah.
Without crawling. Your time is gone. So live alone, live alone, live alone, live alone, live alone. Yeah, live alone, live alone, live alone, live alone, live alone. So you will live.
Live and learn.
Yeah, live and learn, live and learn.
That sounds like something where we come from, how we grew up. You know what I mean? Kuishi kwingi kuna mengi, sio?
Kuishi kwingi kuna mengi.
There you go. So
yeah,
break it down to our listeners and our viewers, like.
Well, I right now, we have been in the business for over 20 years, I can say. So we become also teachers, we become also mentors, we can say, yeah. And sometimes we see our young artists, coming up, and they don't want to live and learn. They don't want to listen and learn. If we did not listen well to our elders, elders in music, what they used to tell us, how they used to advise us, then we could not make those steps and grow in our musical journeys. Because if there is no growth, then that means you're not learning anything. And if sometimes we see that you're going wrong here or you're going there, and we are trying to tell you something and you're not listening, that's a red flag to your musical journey. So you have to live and learn. And if you listen to the verses, I'm talking about, have you seen a child walking without crawling? Yeah, we have never seen a child walking without crawling. He has to make those baby steps to reach, to start walking. Yeah. So, and starting to walk and maybe to run later, So a young artist right now, they want to reach the top without going through the process. Yeah. So that is it's a big worry, but we have to understand that we have to go through the process. Even us, after all those years, we are still under process. We are going through process. Every stage is a process.
Yeah, I look at it like this. Even it's applicable in real life, where you learn something new every day. You know what I mean?
Every day.
Something new every day, and that, I think that's just the way about life, not just in music, but to me, art, and especially music, is a reflection of life for artists who are like legacy artists like yourselves, right? Legacy artists like Big Matata, legacy artists like Kofi, legacy artists like, call them like the Mushrooms. Their content is like 50 years old, but still applicable today.
Exactly.
Mtoto singuo.
Utaomba mtu.
You know what I'm saying? So it's that old, but it's still applicable, it's still fresh, and you can still learn something from it every day.
Exactly.
So I think that's the beauty of like having mentors like you, and you had mentors like the Mushrooms. You see what I'm saying? You hope
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you pass something down to the society or to the next generation or to anybody interested in.
But by the way, DJ Lopo, until today, I make calls back to the mushrooms. You know, sometimes I call Uncle John. You know, I call Uncle Teddy. You know, and ask them, listen, what can I do from here? You know, oh, how should I go about this one? You understand? Exactly.
That's a beautiful thing, man. That's a beautiful thing because, like, the wisdom is always there. Like you're just tapping into the bank of wisdom. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Tapping into the bank of wisdom just for some assurance or just another critical ear that you know is conversant with what you're doing. That's
exactly.
a beautiful thing. So basically, your writing process is, how is it? Is it like real life or from a
mostly is real life. Mostly it's real life. I relate before even I try maybe to write something. I don't force that situation to be in that in that music. I don't force it. Sometimes I can wait. Maybe sometimes I feel there is something inside of me that needs to come out, but maybe I don't know what is my soul telling me at that time. So I wait until that time comes, and the first line, when the two words or lyrics, or the first line, then okay, this is it. This is what my soul was telling me to do here. So yeah, I don't force situations. Actually, I don't force any situation in the music. But sometimes when you feel like you want to say something, and you give it time until it comes out by itself.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Here we go.
Maisha yetu hali dunia, vijana tumekaa vigogone. Our lives have no sense of direction. Only God knows our destination. To every goal, total liberation. Permitted purpose orientation. Wisdom without manipulation. Our lives can be your animation. Oh no. Bless this land and our nation. We are the voices of many nations.
Cry freedom. Cry revolution.
Yes, we're talking about Cry Revolution, man. Cry Revolution.
Yes. Talking about this song. How did it come about this one? Cry. I know we're like you're highlighting on the plight in the society and all that, but how did it come about? And who?
Well, this one came about. I was in Kenya. That was, I think, 2018. Yeah, I was back home, and it was after some time, I think after some years, then I went back home, maybe 3 years or 4 years. And when I went there, and the situation just changed, very quickly, back home. So I was just taking a matatu down, and every stage I pass by, I see, boys, youths just sitting, on the benches there, from morning. You can pass morning, they're there. You can, like every stage you reach, the boys sitting there, they're just sitting there. And it made me think, that the youths have nothing to do. The youths they're looking for ways to live, to earn a living. And it really disturbed me. It really took me in my heart. Something touched me when every stage that trip I made to town and back. It really touched me. And it was in my heart. And after some time I was there, and there was this Whitesands Riddim that was being circulated by the dancehall Mombasa team. Yeah, we're talking about the manager, the boss himself of dancehall Mombasa, Vincent Kras, and we knew each other. And he said, "Listen," he said, "I have the rhythm here. If you want to voice it before you go back, to Italy." I was in Italy at that time. I said, "Okay, I can do it." So I took the rhythm. He sent me the rhythm, and I took a trip to my homeland in Taita up there, in the hills, and I spent 2 days there, and that's how Cry Revolution came about. That's how I wrote Cry Revolution.
Yeah. Speaking about like the situation and how like as an artist, right? As a mirror to the society and what's happening, right? What is your take, right? From how music used to be approached, pursued them days, and now with the internet, like what are the pros and cons according to you?
Well, I think now it's a digital world has taken over, and I think digital world was already taking over even before we noticed about digital world. Well, back we were in Kenya, we did not know that. You remember people we used to hear YouTube and we're like, YouTube. What is YouTube? But in America, YouTube was there at that time, but we didn't have that the civilization, the revolution of internet, in a quick way in our continent Africa. And now it's here. Okay, we can embrace it. We know that now even Africa, internet is there. Though we're still in those situations that sometimes even us from here, you're in the UK, I'm here. We're like wondering what is happening. You go back, you put the bundles, you don't understand what is happening. But they have to put some sense in how we are using the bundles and everything. But now we're embracing the digital world, and I always tell them, embrace the digital world right now. You don't need anybody right now tell you what to do with your music because everything is there. Go there to the Google, you learn. Even me, I go to the Google, I search, I learn. I learn. If there's anything, I learn. If I hit the rock, the wall, I have to call. I call somebody and say, listen, this is it. You understand? And you always get a way forward with your music in this digital world right now. It's very easy. Digital distribution sites are here for us now. You go record as long as you have good product, put it out there. And start marketing yourself. You start yourself because you need some income maybe to hire people. To do it for you. But the knowledge is the same. The person you'll hire is the same knowledge. Maybe you can learn too. Yeah. So the digital world, we embrace it, and it has become made things easier. I think for us too.
Yeah. What about content wise? Like to me, I look at it like with the digital world. It has lowered the bar. You understand? Like I remember like those days, like when we were starting out, there was like F2 jam session, like all this type, like you have to be good, you have to be unique, you have to be like you have to have a different style, you know what I mean? You can't do what everybody else is doing, you see. There's that like which you can't hate on people, get your money or do your thing how you're doing your thing, but have them the empathy to know like you're impacting other people. You understand? You're impacting other people. So if you're going to be putting out content that's negative, right? You're gonna expect at least at one point to meet that negative content you've been putting out in real life kind of situation. You understand? And I think that's where like maybe there needs to be a balance. If you ask me, but I'm not complaining because hey, look at us. We are taking advantage of the internet right now. We are holding a vibe, isn't it? So that's a beautiful thing about that. How did you come to fall in love with reggae music?
Well, I think reggae music, in fact, when my first recordings, if you hear, they're not even reggae. My first recordings were never reggae. I did like, so many songs, but they were never reggae. And I never thought about reggae. I think I just recorded one reggae music with the Mushrooms, a remix of the Bwanani Pepesa. Bwanani Pepesa. watoto wanalia. I think that was a reggae thing. And then
far now, sister.
I think the reggae vibe I was taken into from the Whitesands Riddim. Yeah, from the Cry Revolution, you know, and the person who gave me, he said, "Listen, I know you don't do reggae so much, but you know, here is a rhythm, and you can do this one, you know." Okay. And because I'm an all-rounder, I do hip hop, I do every kind of music. I just I put my feeling there, and I'm there, and I did it, and the outcome was very amazing, and. Imagine I sit like this and people just say, "Hey, Lioness, I have a rhythm. Please, can you voice it? I have a rhythm. You can you voice it?" I've voiced a lot of rhythms before since I recorded the Whitesands Riddim Cry Revolution. Yeah.
Listen, there was a song you did with BIG MATATA back home that got a lot of airplay, and it was on that evening TV program on KTN that comes. What was the name of that song? You had a song.
Tuliza Boli. Tuliza Boli.
Yo. That took over like bushfire. I just remember that now. That took over like bushfire, my man.
Yeah.
Yo.
Tuliza Boli. Yeah, that gave me the limelight. You remember?
Yeah. Cause like that's what even told like whoever was dealing with the KBC said, "Nah, you gotta go check with see. You see the type of things they're doing is the type of things." Because it was a beautiful fusion of like our African culture and the Western sonics, if you want to say that.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a fusion of that, and it was like, it was all over the place, and I'm like, yeah.
That one was done by your friend Rix.
I know, right? That's what they say to him. That's what they say. And I came to listen to your Rix. You see, like those kicks and stuff, like in your thing.
Yeah. So how it came about? The song, how it came about? It came about because you hear the choruses and all the song that we used to sing when we were little. Yeah. Aliomi, Aliomi, Alim Saba, Aliomi, 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 Alim Saba, Aliomi, 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 Alim Saba, Aliomi. We used to sing when we were playing outside, with the we kids, and then because it had a message inside, so we expanded the message lyrically. We expanded the message because then it goes to say, "Kuna mnazi mmoja wapanda watu watatu." So we took that as the message that this this one coconut tree, three people climbing on it, and it became, a message, a big crucial message came out of that, that content. Yes, and then at that time there was this song by I don't know who is this Jamaican man. What's the name? This one, tempted to touch. Yes. So we listened to that vibe, and then we took the beat from there, and then we put the chord. We worked with the chord work and the melody on that, so that definitely.
And the reason they sent me to Rixie is because in Mizizi we had done a song, the same thing. We had done a Kikuyu song called Kanyoni Kaja.
Yeah.
We had put like Sheng rap in Kanyoni Kaja. So the guy was like, that's the man. You are thinking on the same frequency. You need to hook
frequency.
Okay. Beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Listen,